Publiko, Serbisyo Publiko with Dr. Hilda C. Ong. Ang programang tunay na serbisyo publiko na nakaka-touch ng puso. Health and Travel at Serbisyo Publiko, ang programang tunay na serbisyo publiko na nakaka-touch ng puso.
Magandang umaga, Chao Sanghao at Hotsaki sa mga tagapakinig natin dito sa DWBL 1242 kHz, ang himpilan ng serbisyo publiko. At sa mga patuloy na subaybaybay sa ating social media account sa Facebook at sa YouTube channel. Magandang umaga. Ang iyong agarang serbisyo lady, Dr. Hilda Ong, ay lubos na nagagalat na muling maging kabahagi ng umaga o anuman oras kayo dyan sa inyong kinaroroonan. Masaya ako makapaghatid muli ng tamang impormasyon, tamang serbisyo at inspirasyon dito sa Public Service Program na Health and Travel at Serbisyo Publiko. Ngayon ay July 17, 2025, araw ng Huwebes. Ang Philippine Standard Time ay ganap ng 8:31 ng umaga, pwede ang sasapit Hotsaki. Ginanap sa Makaysaysayan, Manila Hotel ang isang muling makabuluhang pagtitipon ng talino at inobasyon. Ang 47th Annual Scientific Meeting ng National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines o NAS Philippines na ginanap nitong July 9 at 10, 2025. Kung saan kaya tayo hindi po nakapag-ere last week dahil lang yung agarang serbisyo lady ay nasa Manila Hotel. Sa temang Bioscience Innovation, Transforming Enterprise Ecosystem for Wealth Creation, muling nagsama-sama ang mga sayentipiko, mandadaliksik, eksperto mula sa pamalaan at pribadong sektor at mga tagapagtaguyod ng atham mula sa akademya. Layunin ng pagtitipong ito na ilapit ang atham sa bawat Filipino bilang susi sa mas masagana, inklusibo at makakalikasan kinabukasan. Ibabahagi ko sa inyo ang pagdalo ng iyong agarang serbisyo lady sa isinagawang press conference kung saan ay nakasama natin si DOST o Department of Science and Technology Secretary Renato Solidum Jr. at mga napiling mga bagong NAS members na sina Academician Dr. Wilfredo Roel Linguanan, Academician Dr. Leo Gadio Sebastian at Academician Dr. Charles Yu. Pakinggan natin ang kanilang mga kaalaman, pananaw at panawagan upang ang agham ay maging tunay na ramdam ng agham o isang agham na may positibong epekto sa komunidad at sa mga pang-araw-araw na buhay nating mga mamamayan. Ito na po, panoorin at pakinggan po natin.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everyone and welcome to this press conference of the 47th Annual Scientific Meeting of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines. This year's ASM carries the theme Bioscience Innovations Transforming Enterprise Ecosystems for Wealth Creation, highlighting the power of bioscience to drive inclusive, science-based solutions for sustainable development and economic empowerment. This press conference is a vital platform to introduce the key ideas and focus areas that will guide our discussions over the next 2 days. It also strengthens the connection between science and society in providing our esteemed speakers, NAS members, and new awardees an opportunity to engage with the media and share their perspectives with the wider public. Bioscience is not just a field of study, it is a tool for change, and from community-based livelihood innovations to sustainable resource management and education. This year's ASM brings to life how science can empower communities, protect ecosystems, and help create a future that is both resilient and equitable. To our media partners, we thank you for your presence, for your role in making science more accessible. And your reporting ensures that the insights and breakthroughs discussed will reach decision makers, educators, students, and citizens across the country. So I look forward to dynamic exchange of ideas today, and may this press conference mark the start of a deeper engagement, stronger partnership, and please, you have the power to spread the good news and the good stories of the accomplishments and work of our Filipino scientists, how we address current pressing problems of the country.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy that the theme of this year's 47th conference is focused on biosystems and how it relates to the 4 strategic pillars of the USD. Biosystems are very critical because of food and nutrition, plus also the environment and the ecosystem also would cater to various health risks to people, animals, and plants. And this is critical now as we promote human well-being, the longer and better quality of life. As we develop the sciences and products out of the research, we are also able to obtain wealth out of the products and services that we gather. So a very big application of biosystems research would be on ingredients or components of certain products, or even direct products that can be beneficial to people, plants as well, to animals as well. The third is we need to make sure that we are protected from the various risks, and this is also covered. And if you look around the different posters, the health risk can be the diseases, the viruses that these biosystems can offer or produce, but they also have the mental health aspect of the work, as mental health is really an emerging concern. We need to start with it now, and I'm very glad that there are several papers on it. And of course, the sustainability impact of using our biosystems in the raw materials or products that we actually gain wealth from needs also to be considered. So again, the efforts that the National Academy of Science and Technology has really done is very productive, because now my comparison of the posters this year is so many. They have so many posters, many students and professors or researchers are involved. So very good output, and congratulations to NAST.
Thank you, sir.
It's a great pleasure to be here. In my talk today, I spoke about the relationship that Australia and the Philippines has. It's a very productive one that we're looking to grow scientifically. We've had reciprocal visits from both of our academies, from delegations, and we look to grow that in the future. Similarly, I discussed a number of case studies which showcased how biosciences can help promote not just economic development, but also societal advances, and looking to solve many of the grand challenges that we face. A reoccurring theme was one of collaboration, in that no one particular area can tackle the complex problems that the world is facing without bringing together the skill sets from very distinct and different fields, including not just the raw sciences, but also the humanities, economics, policymakers, because it's about influencing change, science influencing change, but that has to be done by having a dialogue. Similarly, the skills that our researchers need into the future also have to adapt, and it's one about engagement with the community, and that's why I'm very happy to be at this media conference, because it's very much about how we communicate the advances we make in science through the public to endorse the investment that they make in foundational research, which translates into realizable gains for society.
afternoon, everyone. I think it's important to emphasize that the annual scientific meeting of NAST is actually the culmination of the regional scientific meetings that we held in the past 4 months. Starting in March, we moved around Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao with the same theme: bioscience innovations, transforming enterprise ecosystems for wealth creation. And indeed, we have seen from the regions that they do have their own efforts of bioscience innovations that really transform, a number of their communities. These innovations really empowered their communities. And in this annual scientific meeting and the plenary sessions that will be held later on, you will definitely see how these innovations impact or maximize the impact of to our society, of course. So we have 6 plenary sessions, and note too that there are 6 divisions of NAST Philippines. We have the agricultural sciences, biological sciences, engineering sciences and technology division. We have the health sciences, mathematics and physical sciences, and lastly, social sciences division. So all of these divisions or fields of science really contribute to bioscience innovation. So we look forward to the plenary talks later.
Okay, good morning. I'm Wilfredo Licuanan, but everybody calls me Al. I work mainly on corals and coral reefs. 10 years ago, I was given the privilege of running a nationwide reassessment of reefs. And now what I'm trying to do is set up a coordinated monitoring system, because it's not enough that we do assessments. We have to do monitoring, because we're at the stage where we're losing coral cover so fast na we have to prioritize our limited conservation resources. So that's what I do, among other things.
Thank you, Dr. Licuanan. I think I should address Academician Licuanan until probably after our investiture this afternoon.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. So katrabaho ko rin po si Academician Licuanan saka si Dr. Ale. Ang ginagawa po namin sa Marine Science Institute ay threefold, no? Nag-aaral kami ng biodiversity, kung kaano karami yung nandun sa dagat. Nag-aaral kami ng oceanography or daloy ng tubig at kung ano yung quality ng tubig natin. At nag-aaral din kami ng biotechnology o ano-ano yung mga pwede nating makuha galing sa ating marine resources, gamit ng pagkain, gamot, sa industriya. So all this work together, hindi po kami isa-isa lang nag-aaral at hindi rin kami mag-isa, no? Kasama namin maraming institutes from all over the Philippines. So, in particular po yung ginawa kong pag-aaral, ang kasama ay mga local government units. Pinag-aralan namin kung ano yung pinakatatamaan sa climate change. In particular, ano yung tatamaan na sources ng pagkain. Ilan-ilang mangingisda ang pwedeng maperwisyo dahil sa climate change. At mismo yung kanilang kabahayan, no? Dahil sa sea level rise. So, na-narrow down po namin all the way sa anong barangay ang dapat unang tutukan. So, yun po. Salamat.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Lau. We would like to hear first from Dr. Aleta Iniguez.
Magandang hapon. Ay, magandang umaga. Parang haba na ng umaga. Sa inyo lahat. So, ako, actually, hindi ko alam kung dapat nandito kami, but anyway, I'm a professor at the Marine Science Institute, and I'm a biological oceanography yung focus, and nag-model ng mga ocean system. So, yung kung kanina po nag-talk ako, yung gumagawa ng mga models and tools para makatulong for marine conservation, mas maintindihan anong mangyayari sa mga resources with the impacts ng iba't ibang, for example, pollution or harmful algal blooms, and then also climate change. So, nakikitrabaho rin kami with the communities at saka mga iba't ibang government agencies para apply yung mga natutunan namin to actual measures for mitigating mga risks, hazards, and also policies going forward. So, I think yung paper na why I'm here, it's a collaboration actually with UP Cebu, Dr. Brisnev Edulantes and the team there, and we were looking at yung anomaly na yung anomalya sa mga pag-iinit sa karagatan ng Pilipinas, and so yung paano na and how that has been increasing in frequency, yung mga marine heat waves in the past years because of climate change, and how that can potentially affect yung mga resources, marine resources natin. And actually, with Patrick, makasya na yung isang paper din namin. He's a new master student, so with a paper. Miss graduate student pala, sorry.
Congratulations ng mga paa sa umuulang graduation ng UP Diliman nitong linggo ba? Oo, okay. So let's hear from Patrick Cadalina of UP MSI, who's together with Doc Alet.
Hello. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Si Patrick Cadalina po from UP MSI. Ayun po, advisor ko po si Doc Alet. Kagagraduate ko lang po ng MS in Marine Science. I have the pleasure to work with actually Dr. Licuanan in the National Assessment for Coral Reef Environments previous decade, many years ago. So I one of the developers for rapid coral assessment. So yung pangalan po is Araycope system. And thank you.
Thank you, Sir Patrick. We have our 10 outstanding young scientists for 2025, and kindly raise your hand because he will introduce you properly later in the program. Of course, we have Dr. Lee seated there as well. And today, as usual, and most of you were here yesterday, media friends, hindi ko na kayo iisa-isahin kasi mahaba pa ang programa natin ngayong araw na ito, no? So later in the program, we will be asking also our individual awardees some questions. You can also address some of your questions to our environmental NAS environmental awardees, and of course to our OYS. Ito po ang ating mga bida na mga bata nga ba? Because below 41 years old, right? So alam na natin ang junior at ang senior. Let's make this a very informal thing, a conversation among us. Okay, so meron din po tayong raffle katulad kahapon. So yung mga nakapag-uwi ng jacket, ng isda, ng bigas, ng gatas kahapon, pwede rin po kayo mag-uwi ngayon. Marami tayong ira-raffle mamaya ulit ng mga jackets. And of course, we would like to introduce today our OYS, yung ating main event would be our outstanding young scientists who would be introducing themselves and what they're doing briefly so we can accommodate all the 10 plus Dr. Licuanan. But first, let us hear dun sa hindi natin na-meet kahapon, for our media friends who are here today, we would like to hear a short message from our dear new academician, Dr. Wilfredo Roel Licuanan, for some introduction about himself. Okay, so sila po yung ating mga magigiting na mga sirena at sireno na kasama ng ating mga would-be oceanographers and marine scientists na nasa high school, 40 students and 20 teachers every year. And we are successful to track them to STEM careers, and particularly for some as marine scientists and geologists. Thank you very much. Tatampok natin ang 10 outstanding young scientists today. And just like before, hindi natin normally binibigay yung mahabang description ng kanilang achievements. Instead, we allow them to introduce themselves. For this hour, we will be highlighting our 10 achievers, young achievers. We start first with Dr. Rowald Alibudbud, isang Metro Alibudbud. Can you please introduce yourself and of course, what you've been doing all this time?
Hi po, magandang araw. Ako po si Rowald Alibudbud.
Isa po akong psychiatrist and social scientist po from the Department of Sociology and Behavioral Science ng De La Salle University. Yung pong research ko po, mostly about LGBTQ plus communities. So, I look into their mental health. So, ang pinaka-constant po dun na, even po dun sa hindi ko po pag-aaral, pero pinaka-constant po talaga na contributor would be discrimination. Kaya po, importante sana na ma-pass natin yung mga anti-discrimination ordinances and possibly bill if possible. Kasi it really, kung i-help po natin yung right to health na lang po ng mga tao, it also protects their mental health po. Kasi consistent naman po yung data natin from, as with abroad, na mas mataas po yung rate ng suicidality, depression, anxiety among LGBTQ plus community po. Yun po.
Okay, so kakaiba ngayon, ha? Yesterday, we discussed about rice, AI, COVID-19, vaccine. Dr. Gary Benico, an expert in aquatic biosciences. Dr. Benico?
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ako po si Dr. Gary Benico. Currently, I'm a professor of psychology at Central Luzon State University. Sa Nueva Ecija po.
Yes, we can hear you.
Isa din po akong mandaragat. Actually, in fact, my mentors are here, Dr. Lawan. I obtained my master's degree in Marine Science Institute din po. But I'm specializing on harmful algal bloom research. Specifically, I'm a taxonomist and systematic biologist. So, ang mga ginagawa ko po, most of my publications are actually discovering new species, reporting new threats, emerging threats, because ito po yung mga organism na associated with red tide and fish kill. So, I consider myself as a specialist. So, isa to sa mga understudied, underappreciated area, but my contribution is actually, I'm part of a big team because red tide research, harmful algal bloom research is a complex phenomenon. So, isa po ako sa nag-contribute. In fact, most of my publication are in collaboration with the Marine Science Institute, BIFAR, and FRDI. And part din po na mga ginagawa ko ay nag-train, nagiging resource speaker din po ako, part ng mga taxonomy training sa BIFAR and NFRDI. So isa po sa hina-highlight ko doon ay yung mga emerging threats, yung mga hindi pa nakikita na sa ibang bansa pero recently nakikita na po natin sa Pilipinas. At currently, mayroon po akong in-establish na laboratory sa Central Luzon. Specifically, we call it Algal Diversity and Bioresources Laboratory, wherein I am mentoring next generation of hub taxonomists. So, nakakatuwa kasi may mga estudyante na nag-appreciate sa ganitong area ng study ko. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Thanks of Dr. J. Crom Kadag from the Geography and Spatial Planning sector. Dr. Kadag?
Good morning po. Magandang umaga. Ako po si Jay Kadag, geographer. Isa ring academic practitioner mula sa UP Department of Geography. Under po ito ng College of Social Sciences and Philosophy sa UP Diliman. Ang focus po ng aking pag-aaral ay kalamidad o sakuna o mga disasters. Bakit sila nangyayari, saan sila nangyayari, at sino ang pinaka-naapektuhan. Siyempre, maraming pwedeng sabihin tungkol dyan, pero at least sa pag-aaral ko, isang conclusive evidence ay kasabay ng bawat pag-unlad ang mga kalamidad. Kaya nga, titingnan natin ang disasters bilang failed dimensions of development. Mahalaga po yan kasi dito natin makikita na hindi pwedeng puro disaster risk reduction. Magaling na tayo dyan, pero ang kailangan nating tingnan is how to resist disaster risk creation. Ibang bahagi po yan ng ating gawain. Bahagi rin po ng aking pananaliksik ay yung pakikipagtrabaho sa practice, kung saan I work with NGAs. Isa pong work that we're doing is on Climate and Disaster Risk Assessment or CIDRA. At ginagamit po namin ito to work with local government units para sa bawat bayan ay magkaroon ng mas specific na mga risk assessment. At mahalaga rin po yan sa mga komunidad dahil yan ang gagamitin din nila sa kanilang disaster preparedness. Ito pong focus sa academia at sa practice ay mahalaga, at least sa mga natutunan ko sa mentors ko na, at katulad ng ina-emphasize mula pa kahapon na susukatin ang ating scholarship, hindi lang sa dami ng publikasyon, kung hindi sa kung paano talaga ito nakakatulong sa ating mga komunidad.
Yan ang unang bahagi na naganap sa press conference kaugnay sa 47th Annual Scientific Meeting na sa Bakasaysayan Manila Hotel. Naway may mga natutunan tayo at magsilbing inspirasyon sa ating lahat ang panawagan ng mga eksperto na ang agham ay hindi dapat manatiling ideya lamang, kundi dapat isabuhay, ikugnay sa industriya at itaguyod para sa kabutihan ng bawat Filipino. Sa ngalan ng National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa iyong pagtutok at pakikiisa. Abangan ng ikalawang bahagi na dinaluhan naman nating press conference kung kumbaga i-share natin yung kung ano ang mga contribution ng mga awardee na mga outstanding young scientists, ano ang kanilang specialty at bakit sila kumbaga nabigyan ng award nitong ng NAS Philippines. Kaya samantala, ang oras sa Puluan ng Pilipinas ay ganap ng 8:57 ng umaga. Pwede Chikon Saki. Sa pagbabalik ng health and travel at serbisyo publiko, pasadahan naman natin ang mga headlines na mahalagang balita na dapat ninyong malaman ngayong araw na ito, araw ng Huwebes. Back to DWBL Studio.
Publiko, Serbisyo Publiko with Dr. Hilda C. Ong.